Tell me if this sounds familiar. You post something, it does numbers, and you get more views, and you're excited, you are refreshing the app, and then you're thinking, okay, this is it. This is the moment that everything changes, right? And then you post another one, and it flops. The one after that is average, and the growth spike flatlines. And then you're sitting there and you're wondering, what did I do differently? And how do I get that feeling back? That right there is what happens when you've been building for viral moments instead of building a system. And today we're gonna fix that. Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Omobolaji Ajibari and I am your social media manager's favorite social media manager. I am a creator, economist, strategist, and educator. And on this channel, I break down what it actually takes to grow, position yourself, and make money as a creator or social media manager without all the noise you see online. Yeah. So let's get into it. That's my intro. I think I know it off the top of my head now. Viral content is not strategy. I said it. And if you need to sit with that one for a bit, because I don't know, this will trigger you. Like this episode will trigger you. A lot of creators, a lot of creators right now are building their entire approach around something they cannot control. They cannot repeat consistently. And honestly, they don't fully understand. Everybody wants to go viral. Everybody is chasing that one video that blows up overnight. But what nobody is explaining properly is what happens after that viral moment. And more importantly, what happens when that moment never comes. Because here's the thing, virality is unpredictable. You can improve your hooks, your study pattern, understand what performs well, but you cannot guarantee. And if your entire growth strategy depends on something you cannot guarantee, you don't have a strategy at all. Like I said, you're going to be triggered. If you're somebody that is always looking for viral content, this is going to trigger you. If all you build for is virality, you don't have a strategy, you have hope. And hope is not a strategy because you are hoping your content goes viral. Now, I'm not saying viral content is bad. It is not bad. Viral content is not bad. It can be powerful. It can open doors and introduce you to new audiences. But the problem is when virality becomes the goal instead of a byproduct. Because when virality is the goal, your content starts to shift in ways that quietly works against you. I said it. You start creating for reactions instead of results. You start chasing trends instead of building something that lasts. You start prioritizing what gets attention over what builds trust. And attention without trust does not convert into anything real. This is why a lot of creators go viral multiple times and they still struggle to build a stable audience or make consistent income. Because the moment passes, and if there is no system underneath it, nothing sticks. I think the confusion here comes down to one thing. A lot of creators are mixing up visibility and sustainability, and those are not the same thing. A viral video gives you visibility. It puts you in front of more people than usual. But sustainability is what happens after virality. It is what keeps people coming back to your content. It is what turns viewers into followers, into audience, and an audience into a community that will now buy from you and become your customers. I want you to think about it this way. Imagine someone discovers you through a video that did really well. They click on your page, they watch one more video, then another, and then they either stay or they leave. What determines whether they stay has almost nothing to do with how viral the first video is. It has everything to do with whether they find what makes sense to them on your page. Whether the content that you've been creating is intentional to them. Whether there is something anchoring them to your content beyond that one viral moment. And that anchor is in your system. And without it, virality just becomes a revolving door. People come in, they look around, they find nothing that holds them, and then they leave. And that's why you're not growing or you're not getting stable income. Before we get into what system looks like, I want to spend some time here talking about something, because I think it is important to name what is actually happening, what most creators are doing instead of building something sustainable. Because it is not like creators are sitting around doing nothing. Most of them are actually working incredibly hard. Yes. The problem is where that energy is going into. The first thing creators do instead of building system is they trace trends. And I want to be very careful here as I speak, because trends are not the enemy. They can be very useful and they can expand your reach, they can introduce you to new audiences and give you a spike in visibility. But when trend chasing becomes your primary content strategy, when you're constantly asking yourself what is performing right now and how do I create my own version of that, you have handed the steering wheel of your content to whatever the algorithm decides is popular this week. And that is a very unstable place to build from, because trends move fast. What works in January will not work in March. And if your content identity is built entirely around what is trending, then your content has no identity at all. You then become a reaction account. You're always responding, you're never leading. The second thing creators do is they obsess about the output volume. Post more, go live more, show up everywhere, be on every platform, stack the content. And again, I understand where this comes from. Trust me, I understand. Consistency matters. Frequency matters. But volume without direction is just noise with a schedule. That's what your content calendar is. You're making noise. I've seen creators that post twice a day, every single day for months, and they don't still grow. Not because the algorithm is against them, but because they are creating a lot of content that is not connected to anything. Each post is isolated on its own. There is no message compounding. There is no system that is turning all of that effort into actual growth. And the exhaustion that comes from posting a lot with very little return. That is one of the main reasons a lot of creators burn out and they quit along. It's not because they are not working hard enough. It's not because they don't know what to do. It's because they were working hard in the wrong direction. I thought I said direction. Oduduwa. I said Oduduwa a lot because I'm a Yoruba girl. The third thing creators do is platform hop. Yes, most creators are platform prostitutes. TikTok is not working, so they move to Instagram. Instagram feels slow, so they try YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts feel saturated, so they go back to TikTok. And the cycle continues endlessly. And I understand this too. When something is not working, it feels logical to try something new. But most of the time, the problem is not the platform. The system is your problem. And moving to a new platform without actually fixing that system just means that you are not building on a new foundation with the same cracks. The fourth thing creators do, and this one is subtle, is they optimize for the wrong metrics. They watch their follower count instead of their audience quality. They celebrate views instead of asking how many of those views turned into something meaningful. They measure success by how a post performed in the first 24 hours instead of looking at what is actually growing over time. And when you are optimizing for the wrong thing, you end up making decisions that feel productive but are actually pulling you further from where you want to be. All these things, trend chasing, volume obsession, platform hopping, wrong metrics, they are not signs that a creator is lazy, or they are not signs that a creator is undisciplined or indisciplined. They are signs that a creator has not yet built a system. And without a system, these behaviors feel like they are the only options available. Now, I want to talk about something that is connected to all of this, but does not get nearly enough attention or is not being talked about. And that is platform dependency. Because a lot of creators that I know are not just building without a system. They're building everything on top of one platform that they do not own. And that is a risk that I think creators are severely underestimating. Let me give you a scenario that is more common than most people admit. Imagine a creator, let's call her Simone. Simone has been on TikTok for 2 years. She has built a following of 80,000 people. Her content performs well. Her engagement is solid. She has started getting brand inquiries. Things finally feel like, oh, they're moving in the right direction for Simone. And one day, TikTok goes down, or the algorithm shifts, or her account gets flagged or banned in her country, or it simply just become less relevant as audiences start moving somewhere else. And just like that, everything Simone has built is either gone or inaccessible. Not because she did anything wrong. She didn't do anything wrong, but because she has built everything entirely on rented land. And this is what platform dependency is all about. When your entire audience lives on one platform that you do not control, you do not actually own your audience. You're actually just borrowing access to them. And that access can be taken away at any time for any reason, with no warning and with no recourse. This is why a real content system has to include owned channel. An email list is owned. A WhatsApp channel is owned. A Telegram group is owned. Nobody can take your email list away from you. If your platform disappeared tomorrow, your email list will still be there. A website is owned. A community you host yourself is owned. A newsletter is owned. Now, I'm not saying, abandon social media. Social media is powerful. It is a discovery tool and it is about building connection, about being social. But it should be the top of your funnel, not the whole funnel. Your social media content should be pulling someone or pulling your people towards something that you own. Somewhere you can reach your audience directly without a platform deciding whether or not your content gets shown to them that day. And this is also why creators who have built email lists, even the small ones, tend to be more financially stable than creators with larger but no owned audience, because they have a direct line to their people. They can show up in someone's inbox and know that person is going to see it. And that is power. And it is the kind of power that a viral video will never give you. So if you do not own an owned channel, or if you do not have an owned channel yet, or an email list, or a newsletter, or a community that you can control, that is something that your system needs to include. Not eventually. Now. now, at whatever size you're currently in, because the best time to build an old audience is before you need it. That's the best time to build an old audience. So if viral content is not the strategy, what is? I feel that a real growth strategy is built on a system. And when I say system, I do not mean something complicated or something overwhelming. I mean something intentional, something repeatable, something that works whether or not any single piece of content blows up. And that system has 5 parts. And I want to go through each one properly, because I think when people hear this kind of framework, it gets reduced to a list and loses all of its meaning. So I'm going to talk about each one and what it looks like in practice. The first one is clarity. I speak about this a lot. Clarity means you know exactly what you talk about, who you're talking to, and why your content exists. And it means your audience can feel that without you having to explain it every single time to them. Here's a real scenario. Imagine 2 creators, and I'm always using 2 creators. They're posting about social media strategy. Creator A posts a mix of everything: trending audio, random motivational quotes, occasional tips, a few behind the scenes. Whereas creator B posts with a clear, consistent focus. Each piece of content is always tied to the same core message, and they have the same audience, the same problems. Creator A might get more random views, but creator B is the one that most people will remember. B is the one that most people will recommend, the one that people will come back to, because clarity creates recognition, and recognition is what builds an audience that stays. If you went viral tomorrow, would people land on your page and immediately understand what you are about? If the answer is no, clarity is your first job. The second part is consistency, but not in the way that it gets talked online or I've spoken about before. Like I say, consistency is not about posting every day. You can post every day and still be completely inconsistent in the way that actually matters. Real consistency is repeating a clear message over time. It is showing up with the same core ideas, the same positioning, the same direction, so that over time, people begin to associate you with something specific. Think about the creators that you follow who feel like authorities in their space. It's not because they post the most. It's because every time you see them, you know what you are getting. There's a thread running through everything that they do. The thread is the consistent message that they're passing, and that is what builds at scale. The third is depth. Now, this is where a lot of creators fall short, and honestly, it is the part that separates creators who are watched from creators who are trusted. Surface level content is very easy to make. It's the easiest. Quick tips, short punchy takes, hooks, and then there's a place for that. But depth is what makes someone feel like you actually know what you're talking about. It is what makes a viewer or your follower land on your page and say, oh, I need to follow this person. I cannot afford to miss what this person will say next. Let me give you another example. 2 creators make a video about Instagram growth. One gives 5 quick tips in 60 seconds, whereas the other takes 10 minutes to break down why most people's Instagram strategy is fundamentally backwards. Walks them through the logic, the challenges, the common assumptions, and gives the viewer a new way to think about the whole thing. The first video might get more views. It will get more views. The second video will build more trust. And trust is the currency that actually converts into followers, into buyers, and into long-term community. You do not have to make every piece of content deep, but depth needs to be part of your system. It is what gives your content weight. It is. The fourth one is connection. And I do not mean replying to comments, though that one matters too. Connection is about making your audience feel seen. It's about creating content that speaks directly to them or to a specific person's situation that they feel like you made it for them. That feeling that somebody finally gets it is what turns a casual viewer into a loyal one. And this is why niche content often outperforms broad content, even when the numbers look smaller. Because the person watching it feels understood, and people stay where they feel understood. Yeah, the way you build this into your system is getting specific. You're specific about who your audience is, what they're struggling with, what they actually need to hear, not what sounds good. And the fifth and last one is direction. And this is one thing most creators skip entirely, and it might be the most important part. Direction means your content is leading somewhere. It means that if somebody watches 3 of your videos, there is naturally a next step, something that they are being invited into, whether it is a deeper piece of content, a community, an offer, a conversation. There's a path. Without direction, your content becomes endless consumption. People watch, they scroll, they enjoy, they forget. But with direction, your content becomes a part of a journey, and that journey is what transforms passive viewers into an engaged, invested audience. And I want you to ask yourself these questions right now. If somebody binge watched 5 of your videos today, what would happen next? Where does your content lead them? If you cannot answer that question clearly, direction is what you need to. Now, I want to get practical because I think one of the reasons why creators avoid building systems is that it sounds big and abstract, like something that you do once you are big and you're more established, like something that requires more time or more resources than you currently have. But I'll tell you that a system does not have to be complicated. Let me show you what this actually looks like on the ground. Imagine a creator. Let me use my friend's name. Let's call her Priya. Priya creates content about freelance social media management. She has about 6,000 followers. Not huge, right? But she's building intentionally. And here's what a week looks like for Priya. At the start of the week, she spends about 30 minutes planning her content around one core idea, not 5. One. Maybe it's about how to price your services as a social media manager. That's her thread for the week. And she creates one long form piece of content. That's a YouTube video or a podcast episode that goes deep on that topic. That's her depth content. The content that builds trust and positions her as somebody who knows what it is that she's doing. And from that one piece of content, she can pull 3 to 4 shorter clips that she can use for Instagram or TikTok, and then or a carousel or a newsletter. And that is a rich content designed to bring new people in. And every piece of that content points somewhere. A longer content points to our email list. And she maybe offers a free pricing guide that is relevant to that topic that she covered that week. A shorter content points to the longer content, and the longer content points to the home content. There's always a direction. And at the end of the week, she sends one email to her list. It's not a sales email every week. Sometimes it's just an extension of the conversation that she already started in her content. But she's showing up in her own channel consistently. She's building that direct line to her audience. Now, here's the important part that most people will not know, but Priya knows. Some weeks, one of Priya's short videos does really well. It reaches people outside her usual audience. New followers, they come in. And because she already has a system in place, because a page is clear, there is next steps for her that they will take that will convert those people into followers and into paying customers. Other weeks, Priya will not have any content that particularly takes off. And her numbers are steady, but they are not spectacular. They're not viral. And that's okay because Priya is not dependent on any single piece of content performing well. Her system is running regardless. Her email list is growing and her trust is building and her positioning is getting what? Stronger. It compounds. There's no viral moment. You don't need to build Priya's exact system because your version will look different. And that's because I am Priya. I don't sell every time, if you know me. But everything leads to something. All of my long form content leads to something. So an owned channel grows alongside your social media presence. So I want you to start from there, build from there, and let the system do the work that virality will never do. So let me land here because I know somebody is listening to this and you're thinking, but what about the creators that built everything going off viral? And I will tell you that's a very fair question. And I'm going to address this honestly. There are creators who got their start from a viral moment, one video that changed everything. And it looked effortless from the outside. But here is what you were not seeing or what you're not seeing. The ones who sustained it, every single one of them, if you study them properly, they built a system. They became known for something. They developed a consistent style after that viral video. They kept creating content with depth. They created direction. The virality started the journey, but the system that they built sustained it. And the ones who did not build a system, you already forgot their names. Because a viral moment with no system behind it is just a story that you tell later on about the time things almost took off. And that system is not the unsexy alternative to going viral. The system is what makes virality actually work for you when it happens. As I learn, I want you to stop asking yourself, how do I go viral? Start asking, how do I build something that works without virality? Because when you build that system, clarity, consistency, depth, connection, direction, 2 things will happen. Your content becomes more stable. You're not white knuckling it through every single post, hoping that this is the one that goes viral. You can see the progress over time. Growth makes sense to you because it will compound. And when that virality does happen, it actually converts because people would land on your page and they will find something worth staying and worth following you for. The spike will become the entry point into something real, not just a number that goes up and comes back down. And that's the difference between a creator who is always chasing and a creator who is actually building. Viral content is a tool, but it is also an amplifier and it is not the foundation. Your system is the foundation. And I want you to build that first and then let everything else, including the viral moments, walk on top of it. And that's a wrap. And that's where I land. If in case you're new here and you're not subscribed, and if this changed something for you, I want you to drop in a comment and tell me honestly, are you building for virality or are you building a system? And if you're someone in between, that's a valid answer too. I want to know where you are. Subscribe if you're not already and turn on notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. I am Omobolaji Ajibari, your social media manager's favorite social media manager. Hi guys.